It begins right here in 5 minutes. We have such tight timing in each place that if we missed half a day here or a few hours there, it would have totally completely messed us up for the rest of the show. I don't know what we would have done. Yeah, look at it, as if you're like really curious. But the rest of it was good. It was a good start. It was really good. The transition was good. The look you gave him. Huh? The look you gave him when he said, "You can have it back," and she replied, "Oh well, regular people." That was very good. That was good stuff. Yeah. Stop. No, yeah, their stopping was not in the right spot.
好了，我们可以继续去化妆，然后换衣服。
15乘29场，一厅3次。
美女好了吗？好，开始准备啊！3、2、1 ，Action！
How can we explore the concept of having a device that teaches you to be a better person? That's inside you, that's constantly telling you how to do that. I wanted to explore that in a very natural way, and I thought the most natural way to explore that was in a relationship. And I didn't want to mess around with like a romantic relationship, falling in love. No, it was about how can this thing actually help people who are in relationships? Because most of us are in relationships. We're not constantly falling into relationships. So it's not fair to call it a love story in a way. It is and it isn't, because it's not your typical love story where two people are meeting and falling in love. They're already in a relationship. A story about growth, immaturity, and trying to understand what is love and what are the stages of love without being judgmental or preachy.
好像快到了。
太窄了。明天是星期一对吧？
对。
然后他们都工作。
对
对。所以明天可能还有另外一个。
我明白，但是就是现在我也跟大楼沟通了，其实他办公楼里的工作人员不是很多。
你还好吗？
咖啡。
对，好喝。
我觉得
刚那个。
这个慢
慢越来越好。
对的，非常好。
On a project like this, you get to risk a bit more. You get to try different techniques to create the style that you want that you usually can't, because if you're doing a commercial film, then you're bound by a certain genre that you have to cater to, and you have to do it in a way that investors will be happy, because investors have a certain, they make a film replicating another film that was successful, so you can't really go off course and try something different. But on projects like these, you have far more freedom. Like on this film, we're doing 2 different kind of aspect ratios, which usually would be very hard to convince the investors to do that.
张琳啊，你前女友？
对，我发现了一切。
It's a journey of self-discovery making a film. Like any project. I mean, I think any project in any field, whatever you want to do, ultimately it's there not just to do whatever you want to do in that project. Ultimately, it's a tool for self-discovery. So that journey, in terms of collaborating and working with people from the very beginning all the way to this stage and beyond, and we get into post-production, will continue to be a journey of knowing when to step back and when not to allow that to happen.
Well, yesterday night we did a really cool shot. There was a stillness to the shot, which was quite nice.
We've developed a relationship with the actors, especially rehearsing, and so anyone who has that level of dedication, that level of insight, that level of kind of emotional intelligence and work ethic. This is a blended culture film, because of the filmmakers involved. It's not a purely Western film, it's not a purely Chinese Eastern film, and it's not a purely Middle Eastern film. So these visual elements highlight certain themes.
日出还有35分钟。
都齐了，回家吧。
所以最好那个。
现在我给你贴的是描纹纸，描纹纸上沾那个橡皮泥。
导演也是一个有要求的人，我觉得配合起来是非常好，非常棒。而且我也很喜欢这种干干净净的那种未来感觉。 就不像一般其他大片的那种感觉，我是比较喜欢艺术感的。
It's actually experimental. We're making a Chinese art film set in the future. It's not an easy genre. I mean, soft sci-fi is not an easy genre to begin with, but to have an art film, low budget sci-fi, we discussed this with our Chinese writer and Chinese actors, and we decided very early to do two things differently in this film. First, we wanted the way the characters talk, their dialogue, to be sometimes very different. I'm not talking about their accents or pronunciation of certain words, right? Because some of the actors are not native Chinese speakers anyway. I'm talking about like their speaking structure of their sentences and things like that. In our style of feature film, we didn't want the characters to speak in any local dialect. Our Chinese team and I wanted them to speak a little bit more formally. So this was really important. The second thing we wanted to do differently was to have the things they're talking about in the film to be also unusual. So these two things in the film will help the audience to remember this isn't China in 2021. It's the future, hopefully, and that these characters may not even be in China. So I know it's controversial, probably, what we did. But, we all made a stylistic decision. Definitely some people are not used to, and some audiences won't agree with, but that's okay. And 14 14 is the very first time they enter the house. And you go, oh, nice. Now,
Are we doing that today?
Entering the house is from the outside, you should, or interior.
what I suspect is we're inside as they come in. To a hike.
We have a palette color for the bottom.
Have we shot anything else from second day?
No.
And you're shooting like
Yeah.
full body.
Yeah, let's change into a paler color.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Is it jeans or just regular pants? Or what is it?
Jeans.
Or do you want to go down and check?
But they have to change shoes as well. I'm gonna wear those pants.
Explain to me what we're waiting for right now.
We're waiting for pants. Apparently my pants are too dark for hiking. Huh. Huh.
导演啊、摄影师、演员，每个参与的幕后人员，都全身投入去实现一个可以说在当下的市场中非常独特的艺术科幻片。我和导演也觉得这个剧本里的未来世界很有潜力延伸更多新而有趣的故事，也许往后能够透入这个题材拍出另一种风格的作品和故事。我真的希望大家都能去电影院，在大荧幕上感受这部片子，因为当中有许多画面很美而充满诗意。
外星人和那个小男孩。
哦，那个 ET 嘛。
Okay.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts that you want to say? Anything?
Yeah, we gotta go shoot them.
Okay.
Until next time.